Here's the part nobody tells you. Medicare doesn't cover some of the most basic things that you'll actually need. Now, don't get me wrong. You'll get coverage for some of the big things, such as doctor's visits, hospital stays, and durable medical equipment. However, there are some things that Medicare doesn't cover that you should know about. My name is Adrian with the Medicare Hub, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the most important things that Medicare doesn't cover, and some of the things that you could do to actually get coverage for some of those gaps that Medicare has. If you haven't already, I'd greatly appreciate it if you liked the video, subscribed, and commented something down in the comment section. Even if it's just to say that you enjoyed the video, or if you have a question that you want an answer to, it just helps the video get pushed out to as much people as possible so that everyone can be educated when it comes to Medicare. Now, you guys likely already know about what original Medicare is. That's parts A and B, which is also considered your hospital care and your medical care. They typically cover lots of the main services that you'll be using if you were to go to a hospital or if you were to go to your local clinic and go visit your doctor. Now, unless you have a Medicare supplement plan attached to your original Medicare, you'd be liable to deductibles and co-insurance whenever you go to the hospital or go visit your doctor. I'll be making a separate video sometime soon in terms of what Medicare supplements are and how they can benefit you and whether or not it makes sense or not for you. So make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you get notified when that video goes live. Now, one of the biggest things that Medicare doesn't cover is dental services. Whenever I'm speaking with clients, this always comes up as one of the biggest surprises for them because they feel like dental services should be covered. And I agree. However, that's not the case most of the time. Now, there are some Medicare Advantage plans or Medicare Part C plan that does offer some limited benefits when it comes to getting your dental services. That could include some routine cleanings every now and then, but those depend on the company that you're getting your Medicare Advantage plan from, and those benefits tend to be pretty limited as well. There are also some standalone plans that you can purchase separate from Medicare that can get you that dental coverage or a discount on dental services as well. However, that will be a separate premium that you would be paying for that dental plan on top of whatever you're paying for original Medicare, assuming you have Medicare. So number 2 on this list on what Medicare doesn't typically cover are vision services. This means no routine eye exams or any coverage for glasses. Now, original Medicare does cover certain things when it comes to care for your vision, such as cataract surgeries and certain treatments deemed necessary by a specialist. However, still no routine eye exams and no coverage for your glasses unless you have a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, just like the dental services, if you have a Medicare Part C plan or a Medicare Advantage plan, you can get some of these vision services covered. However, they can be limited and have caps as to how much coverage they do give you. And just like dental coverage, you can get vision coverage standalone with certain companies that you'd have to pay a separate monthly premium for. Now, the third thing that Medicare doesn't cover are hearing aids. Medicare can cover certain treatments when it comes to ear-related medical conditions. However, it doesn't cover any routine hearing exams or any hearing aids. This can come as quite a shock to seniors, as a lot of seniors have to pay thousands of dollars out of pocket when it comes to getting good hearing aids. And again, this is a pattern here. You can get coverage for hearing aids and some ear-related services as well through Medicare Part C or your Medicare Advantage plans. Again, they can be limited, and you can also purchase a completely separate standalone plan that has its own monthly premium that you can also utilize to get hearing care on top of your traditional Medicare. This one might come as a surprise. Medicare doesn't cover your annual physical examination that you typically get every year. What it does offer is a medical wellness exam, which is a step down from your physical examination. The difference is with an annual physical, you'd be getting a hands-on assessment from head to toe to assess your physical condition. With an annual wellness exam, which is covered by Medicare, you'd get an assessment through discussion as opposed to a hands-on assessment, which means you'll be asked a couple of questions when it comes to your health, and that'll be the extent of your annual wellness exam. The fifth thing that traditional Medicare doesn't cover is long-term care, or LTC care for short. Now, this one's actually a pretty big deal for families because in order to get a loved one into a nursing home, The average annual cost for that could be up to $100,000 a year or more. Again, there are separate standalone long-term care plans that you can purchase for a monthly premium that could offer you coverage for that as well. However, that's just not something that's included within traditional Medicare. Traditional Medicare does offer some limited coverage when it comes to staying at a nursing facility. Again, it's pretty limited and it doesn't go to the extent of really making sure that your loved one is fully taken care of at a nursing home. Here are some extra bonus things that traditional Medicare wouldn't cover. They wouldn't cover any prescription drugs. Prescription drugs is something that you would have to get through your Medicare Part D or a Medicare Part C plan, which could have its own standalone premium, or you can also get it through a standalone Part C plan, which can be $0 premium as well. Any vitamins and supplements wouldn't be covered by traditional Medicare. Any routine podiatric care, which means routine care specific to your feet, not covered by traditional Medicare. And any care overseas internationally wouldn't be covered by original Medicare unless it's a grave emergency. There are some cases where original Medicare can extend some coverage overseas, but that's not often the case. Now, you might have noticed that a lot of things that are not covered with original Medicare are covered with the Medicare Advantage plan or Medicare Part C. Now, the difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and original Medicare is that original Medicare comes straight from the federal government, whereas Medicare Advantage plans are offered by private insurance companies that have control as to what they do and what they do not offer in their plans. Now, these Medicare Advantage plans can have a premium. However, there are lots of Medicare Advantage plans that come with a $0 premium as well. And they also typically have a network of doctors, which means that if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you can only typically see the doctors and specialists that are within the network. And there are some cases where you can see doctors and specialists out of the network. However, it'd just be more expensive than usual. I have a video up here explaining what all the different parts of Medicare do. That's A, B, C, and D, if you're interested, and I will be making a separate standalone video just for Medicare Advantage. That way you guys can be educated and aware into all the things that come with Medicare Advantage. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. That way you can be up to date with all things Medicare, any changes that come along as well throughout the years. Again, my name is Adrian with the Medicare Hub. Comment something down below. I'll be active in the chat in case anyone wants to say anything or has a question. And it'd be a great help again if you like, subscribe, because what that does is it brings the video out to more people so that more people can be educated on all things Medicare. Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world.